envisioned this memorial and planned the memorial, so thank you very much. I don't think that we could have asked for nicer weather. I was worried it was going to be hot, I was worried it was going to be raining, and I think the weather's perfect, so I'll be pretty thankful for that. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Adam Birnbaum, one of Zacs' friends from grade school. On behalf of myself and the Memorial Planning Committee, I'd like to welcome and thank you to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Japanese stone garden in memory of Zac Levine. It's been almost 2 years. Actually, it's been just over 2 years, almost to the day that Zac was taken from us. And on the eve of Zac's funeral, a group of Zac's friends met around for drinks to reminisce and share memories of Zac. There were many stories told of times he made us laugh, times he had our back, and times we felt his respect, friendship, and love. As we exchanged stories that evening, it became clear that Zac, in living his life in accordance with his own values, made an imprint on all of us as we strive to emulate his values. In being a good person, Zac made all of us better people. We felt grateful to have had a special bond with an extraordinary individual, and so we decided that because Zac's impact transcended his time with us, we would create something tangible, something that would forever commemorate and memorialize his impact on us, his friends, and the broader community. In fact, without this initial dozen or so of some of Zac's closest friends deciding that evening to create something tangible to commemorate his life, we wouldn't be here today. Some of those friends are here now. So thank you to all of Zac's friends who were here that night for making that decision to create the memorial. There's been a lot of work that's happened between that evening the decision was made and today. We would not have been here without the support of several other individuals who I'd like to recognize who helped make this a reality. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Mayor Kathy Mulcahy, Bob Zugan, and Orange Village leadership for graciously permitting us to build a garden in this public space. The garden will serve not only as a memorial for Zac, but also as a work of art adding to the beauty of the park and a space for people in the community to congregate for conversation or quiet introspection. Next, I'd like to thank David Slauson of Slauson Creations.
Hi.
When we first narrowed down our list of memorial ideas to a Japanese stone garden, all we had was a vague concept, and David helped us transform that idea first into a beautiful design and subsequently into the garden that you see here now. David is really well qualified for this work. He has over 40 years of experience in Japanese garden design, including an apprenticeship in Kyoto and a Fulbright scholarship in Japan on traditional gardens. So we are extremely fortunate and grateful for his involvement. Next, I'd like to thank Chad Anderson, Herrick Mann, and the rest of the team at Ham Landscaping. With David's initial design concept in hand, Chad and his team asked detailed questions to help us further refine the design and come up with an implementation plan. Where's Chad? Back there. Over the last few weeks, Chad and his team, working alongside with David, have done all of the heavy lifting, including everything from the excavation down to the placement and orientation of each individual rock. So thank you, Chad, Herrick, and the Ham team for making this garden a reality. We have this beautiful plaque that's going to be installed soon to commemorate this garden and Zac's life. And I wanted to thank Sam Weiner. Is Sam here? There he is. Thank Sam Weiner and the team from Horizons for generously donating their expertise, time, and materials to create this plaque. Sam and his team went through several iterations of the design to ensure that it came out perfectly. It's a difficult challenge to commemorate somebody's memory in a plaque for an individual. And we are very appreciative of Sam and his team for all of their time and generosity in helping to create the plaque. Importantly, I'd like to thank the donors. When we set an initial fundraising goal of $5,000, we never thought that we would meet that goal in just 3 days. 27 days later, we had raised $15,000. Even more important than the money raised is what that shows. How many people love Zac and the impact that Zac continues to have on all of our lives. Without the love and support of our donors, we wouldn't be here. So thank you to all of the donors. Chris Brooks, Paige Bennett, Angeline Mehta over there, Cyrus Nahidi in the back over there, We're all friends of Zacs in grade school and high school, and we're all involved in the actual planning and creation of this garden. So thank you to my friends for your efforts in turning this into reality. It was a real pleasure to work with you on this endeavor. Last but certainly not least, I wanted to say thank you to the Levine family. Thanks for your support during this process. Thanks for your permission to create this garden in Zach's name. Thank you for raising a wonderful friend. It was an honor and a privilege to know Zach, and I think I speak for everyone here in saying that he'll always hold a special place in our heart. And now I'd like to welcome up David Slauson, who's going to say a few words about the Japanese stone garden design and his inspiration for the design.
It's always a real pleasure for me to be part of a project like this that is meaningful to a group of people and is perhaps a memory of somebody who has passed. This project, let me just tell you something about my design process, which I pretty much learned by observation of my teacher in Kyoto. I'm going to just read a little bit because it'll be real short this way, and that way there'll be a little time left if somebody'd like to ask a question. The process is to begin with the existing assets of the site. And I don't know that a lot of people, when they think of Japanese gardens, think that you're actually responding in the way that we do to those various assets. So you never reject something that's going to be available to you to add to that beauty. And of course the Japanese garden is seeking to evoke the beauty of nature in various forms that are appropriate for the site and for the client's wishes, and also to the kinds of rocks and plants that are available in the area. So what I like about this art form is that I have so many sages out there instructing me, coming from the natural environment and coming from the natural materials that are available. So in the rest of my process here, of course the actual site has this meandering stream, and we were able to choose a site that had one of the most interesting stretches up the meandering stream, so we could take advantage of that asset. From there, there's a rise here where you see the benches. That was a perfect platform from which to view that scene. So we responded to that too. Then within that context, how do you create a place where people can sit and contemplate? And one of the things about a garden like this that I see in every one that I've done like this is it creates such a sense, especially over the years as it grows in such a sense of a soothing and a peaceful sense. And what that does is it allows us to relax and bring up our thoughts and just get in touch with our own feelings about somebody, whatever it may be. And there's nothing that one has to think or feel in a garden like this. It's basically by just having a natural composition of rocks, as we had here, and they wanted me to focus more because I think Zach was inspired by some of the rock gardens that various places in Japan, often at temples, and they have this kind of restful feeling. So first was to, once I saw the site, was to go out and search for the rocks, and I found, I think there were, Adam, was it 11 tons? Remember that?
It's over there.
No, it was about 6 tons.
I mean 11 rocks.
Yeah, 11 rocks.
Yeah, 11 rocks, right. And I estimated that it would be about 5.5 tons, and Chad said it was just a little bit over that. So that gives you an idea. So the design is hinges on the rocks and how you compose it, and having space between them and all. What you're seeing now is not really the finished garden because the budget was very limited and the plants will take time to grow in, and there may be other possibilities to implement some more plants that would fit and trying to evoke that kind of habitat that the garden is representing. So what we also took advantage of, you see the two trees that the path walks through. So that also gives them a kind of importance in the garden without me having to come up with an idea for something artificial. We're using the assets that were here on the site. So you add to that the purpose of the garden expressed in the client's wishes. A place of serenity in memory of Zac, and a place where all can experience peace and a reflective mood touched by the boundless spirit of nature that he experienced in the rock gardens of Japan. The rocks with their rugged, craggy character and weathered, moss-covered surfaces set the contemplative tone. Now the rocks were sitting out in the sun for quite a while after I chose them, and then moss dried out and wasn't looking so great. But it's starting to come back now that it's in the woods and we've had the rain, and the moss on the rocks will look much better too. So if we have a couple minutes, I would like to invite questions if you have any.